Hey everyone, welcome to CoinRose Gaming. I am BluRR, and today I want to show you guys something really crazy that happened. So I've been playing, and I went down to to the Barbarian Bowl anyway, and that was really sad because it was so hard to get back up. But I have gotten back up. I've been playing, and the last two, anyway, 2 fights ago. Against Christy from Manado Shark? Anyway, Manado champion. I shared it. It is so crazy game. The closest game I've ever played in my life. So I wanted to show you guys it because it's really quite crazy. So, let's just start out. I'll slow it down towards the end so you can see what exactly happened. So, he does a crying face, or she, I don't know, Christy, whatever. Crying face. I'm not quite sure why, but it did. So, archers, but this is what I do when they do a push like that. This is a huge push, as you can see. I'll just counter push on the other side, because usually what happens is I end up having the advantage because I have better defensive units as well as attacking units in this deck. So I'm just going for it. The witch and the giant will take down the tower by themselves if they're allowed. So I know that, and so I can use my other units to just defend, because I only spent 5 elixir and he spent like what, 12 or something, or 13, I don't know quite, because he had archers, giant, goblin barrel, and one other thing I think. But so anyway, we're about even at this point, and well, half life on our king towers. But since he's a level 8, I actually did more damage, so that's pretty good. He did the crying faith because, or she, whatever. I'm just gonna call him a he. If it's a girl, sorry, but that's how it goes. So, I do barbarians to the musketeer because barbarians are pretty good. And I made this mistake halfway through here, was I started attacking on the second crown tower, on the left crown tower. But that wasn't good, because you just want to push when there's that much damage on the king tower. You just want to really, really push on him. So I made a mistake and see, you can see here with the witch, and I'm just like, well, might as well start attacking. He goblin barrels, but it doesn't matter at all because the witch does area damage. So, yeah, so I set down the giant in front of the witch, which is a really good push, but it would have been better to be on the other side, and I probably would have won the game. But then we wouldn't have gotten this awesome replay, so there's that. But this is really a really hard push to deal with, is the giant and witch. And since the witch is just so good right now, she is definitely the unit to use. But so Hog Rider on the crown tower does a lot of damage, so that's happy. Not crown tower, king tower, but sign flying, you know what I'm talking about. So goblins, and I used the goblins and barbarians because I didn't think the barbarians would do it enough, and then I also get some extra units for the push. But I keep making this mistake in setting the bomber in front of the other units, so it gets killed first, which is really dumb. But another hog rider, but I think, yeah, he defends with the goblin barrel, so that's pretty good. This is a mistake I make also too. I try to defend with the witch, which I didn't really need to. I should have defended on this side. And so he gets a lot of damage on my king tower because of that. So basically a useless witch, although it does turn out pretty cool. So I have a witch, and then I sit down a hog rider. So watch this. Okay, now half motion. Look at this. Look at it. I don't know how that happened, but the rocket was in the air. That would have killed it. You can look at the rocket. I don't even know what level his rocket was, but we can look. So level 5, my rocket is. Oh well, I could have just looked at it. Duh. So to the crown tower does 409 damage. I only had 200 and something, and it was like right before it hit it. You guys can rewatch it, and it's so crazy. So that was really awesome. And that's what I wanted to show you guys today. So, also, I'll show you my deck. This is a deck that... Oh, wrong one. This deck right here is the deck that I use. Clash with Ash, which is a good YouTube channel, recommended this deck, except he recommended the Spear Goblins instead of the Hog Rider. But I didn't really like that, and I might still change it up a little bit because... I don't use the minions too much, as much as I should, but I still need them because they'll attack in the air. I might switch out a few things over time, but right now it's a really good deck, and it got me up to here. So, yeah, I use the arrows for area damage, also the witch and the bomber, which because people use squishy units so much. They use the skeleton army and the goblins and stuff like that. Also, the bomber is really good against barbarians, which is kind of crazy. But the bomber is really good. Also, the bomber is really good to come in behind because it does a lot of damage. It does 211 damage. And that's really good on the crown tower. So that's really crazy. I use the barbarians for defense sometimes, also the goblins because they're good against giants, good against P.E.K.K.A.s, good against princes, good against basically anything like that, hog riders. The giant I use for tanking up the damage is really good for pushing behind with barbarians. I can use barbarians, I can use the witch, I can use the hog rider, I can use the bomber, I can even use goblins or minions, whatever I want. I just mix and match, and it's a really good deck for attacking and for defending because I have everything. The witch is really good for defending, really good for attacking because it spawns the skeletons, so it's really good against princes and things like that. The bomber, as I already talked about a little bit, is really good against units like the barbarians and clustered units, except it can't attack in the air, so I need the witch or the minions, and that's kind of my weakness in this deck is baby dragons, balloons, well, not so much balloons, but baby dragons and things like that, because, so I might switch out the goblins for archer. I'm not quite sure. Or maybe archer for barbarians, although I really kind of do need the barbarians. But I'll think about it. And then the hog rider I use for pushing, and is very fast and is very good for attacking on the crown towers. And then the minions for attacking in the air and also for defense is pretty good too. So, yep, that's it. So just want to show you that quick, and thank you guys for watching this video. Ciao.